Hey, comrades, and welcome to Kawa's Mind. This is going to be the new thing that I do on Tuesdays. I know I keep changing things up. First it was discussion videos, then it was Kawa versus the powers that be. But I'll be honest, that format kind of bored me. I want to go back to making regular discussion videos. Because I just enjoy rambling and not. Sometimes I just enjoy giving you my stream of consciousness and my thoughts on something. So I'm gonna bring back the discussion videos, but I'm gonna be calling them Kawa's Mind. Okay, so you're gonna see inside my mind a little bit where what I'm thinking about a certain topic. But anyway, this week we're going to be talking about a little thing called the Freedom to Vote Act. So, if you don't know what this is, it is a bill that is a compromise bill that Senate Democrats proposed after Joe Manchin said he was opposed to the For the People Act, which was the Democrats' voting rights and ethics reform bill. He was opposed to that. So this is their compromise. This is a watered down proposal. And, I'm not going to lie, it does several good things. It restricts gerrymandering, it stops voter roll purges, it expands mail in voting, it makes Election Day a national holiday, does plenty of good things. But there is one thing it does that is absolutely horrendous. It severely hurts third parties. And in this op-ed right here, Michael Feinstein, a former Green Party mayor of Santa Monica, California, and Howie Hawkins, the 2020 Green Party nominee for president, who I voted for, spell out perfectly why this bill is dangerous for third parties. In particular, it cites the Presidential Election Campaign Fund, which is essentially means public funding for presidential candidates. They mention how this was a post-Watergate era reform that was meant to reduce big donor influence in presidential races. And this is what has helped Green and other third-party candidates get onto the ballot for president for the last several decades. And with this gone, that will severely, severely hurt them and other third-party candidates. Now, let's not kid ourselves. It is virtually impossible for a third-party candidate to win under our current first-past-the-post system, especially with single-member districts. And believe me, I do plan on making a video somewhat related to that somewhere down the line. I don't know when. It could be this week. I don't know. I'm actually writing a paper for college right now. Maybe I'll base it off of that. I don't know. But it'll definitely happen somewhere down the line, probably before the end of the year. But what's so dangerous about this is the fact that they are admitting that they want to keep you in a duopoly. They don't actually care about democracy. Like the Democrats, they make this big thing about, we have to save democracy. And the GOP, they're passing record numbers of voter suppression laws, purging voter rolls. And all that's true. But they need to look at themselves in the mirror and realize that they're essentially doing the same thing by forcing voters to pick between two parties that don't even really like. They are going to alienate voters, and they are going to turn them away, and that's going to lower turnout. And we have proof of that right here. As Feinstein and Hawkins say in the op-ed, exit polls in 2016 showed that 61% of those voting for Green presidential nominee Jill Stein would have stayed home if she was not on the ballot. Green and other minor party candidates bring more voters to the polls. Party suppression is a form of voter suppression. It is what authoritarian governments do. It is what the Democratic Party is subtly proposing to do via this bill. And that's absolutely right. The Democratic Party is engaging in their own form of voter suppression. And by that, what that means is that they are suppressing the votes of people who turn out for third-party candidates because it'll siphon votes from them and not actively trying to win over these third-party voters that might otherwise vote for them. And it really just goes to show how both parties feel the need to restrict democracy instead of expanding it, instead of protecting voting rights, stripping them away from people because they know that these voters don't match their agenda. You should be fighting for ranked choice voting, approval voting, star voting, whatever alternative voting method is better. All of those, whatever your preference is for an alternative voting method, that's all better than first past the post. And this sets a dangerous precedent. It might be symbolic. It might just be like it might be symbolic in the sense that we know under this current system, a third-party candidate is not going to win. It's virtually impossible. But that doesn't mean that we should restrict them from the ballot. Instead, we should be making it easier for them to win, and even represent us, which acknowledges how bad both parties are and how they advocate for ranked choice voting as an antidote to the two-party system, which, for my thoughts on it, again, ranked choice voting is supremely better than first past the post. However, it is not the best solution. It is not the best alternative to first past the post. But they advocate for it as such, and even they are advocating for this bill. Now, granted, there are, again, provisions of this bill that are good. I want to state that. But the fact remains that this bill would make it even harder for third parties to win than it already is, and it's already incredibly hard. So that is why that this bill, despite the good things that it is yet another power grab from the Democrats, and not for the reasons Republicans say. It's for reasons that want to keep both parties in power permanently and never let another third party win. So if you want to read more about this, it's a great op-ed. I would recommend reading it. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. What do you guys think of this? Do you agree with my thoughts on this? Am I completely wrong? Am I right in what I say? Sound off in the comments down below. And click over here to check out my last video, and I will see you comrades on Friday. Peace out, everybody.